Hello, everyone. This is, yes, the Roving Reporter, and I'm back with a second video on the series WordWall. In a previous video, I talked very quickly about activities you could use with this platform called WordWall. But today I wanted not to show you the activities themselves, but to present some of the features inside WordWall to maybe help you understand what is WordWall, what can we do with it. So I decided to create this presentation using Google Slides, and as you can see, there are some subtitles below. So I just activated the subtitles as well, so you could hopefully follow. I think you can follow this really nicely. And we're going to walk through what WordWall is. So the first opening page, if you have ever never seen WordWall, it looks like that, as you can see here. And it gives, what's interesting about it is that it gives you example resources that you can maybe get some inspiration from, and you can create your own activities. The trick, of course, is that there are different plans, what we call the free, basic, and or basic one. Then there's a standard, and then there's an upgrade. We're going to take a look at the pricing and the types of plans you can have as well. So let's walk through this very quickly. All right, so what we can see then it's very easy, straightforward. 1, 2, 3. What is great about WordWall is that they give you a variety of templates, and these templates are adaptable, or you can use the same activity across different templates. And you can print them out, you can play them on your screen, you can use them with your students in class, or you can assign it as homework. So these are snapshots I took from the page itself, as you can see there. They give you examples from people who've shared their public, in this case, templates, what we call word walls. So you can make your word walls public or private. The next thing I wanted to show you, as you can see there, is the templates. So if you look very quickly, they give you a wide range of templates according to the objective you want. And the beauty of them, as I just mentioned, is that you can adapt them. You can use the same activity and just switch to a different template, which is very, very useful. Right? So you could do some variety there. You give students a chance to see the same activity in different formats, and of course work with what we call spaced repetition. So I could use that same activity today and maybe come back and do the activity the following day or the week after that, but using a different template. So it gives them a different focus. Okay, so you see some of the main types of templates, going from matching to quizzes to a jumble, matching pairs, and so much more. What's important for us to pay attention to, of course, maybe the overview. So on the page itself, on the opening page, they give you a quick of an overview of some of the features of WordWall. And I wanted to draw attention to these features. So they are interactives and printables. As the name suggests, interactives are the ones you do with your students. The printables, so some of these templates can be printed and sent to your students. So for those of us working with remote learning, both synchronous and asynchronous teaching, that can be wonderful because I can maybe give them this, not necessarily a link that they can access, but if students have problems accessing or having any kind of internet connection, connectivity issues, then I can PDF these activities and send them at any time, put in a pen drive, or so on. Okay, flash drive, right? It's not a pen drive. I don't know why I came up with that, my mistake. But there we go. Next thing, very nice. You see, so it explains a bit again what they are. And as I just mentioned, it can be a PDF file, or it can be a link. Most importantly is how you can create the templates. You can see that it starts very, very simple. What I like about WordWall is that you can kind of visualize what you want to do first and then bring it to the template. Well, notice very quickly that I want to show here you have 34 interactive templates and 22 printable templates. All right. So it's a large, let's say, range and set to work with, which is wonderful. Okay, next. As I mentioned, the advantage of using WordWall is that the same activity can be done with a different template. I just switch. Some of them can be switched, not all, but most of them are switchable in terms of their format, which is great, right? And you can swiftly move by not just switching, but you can also edit. So at any time you can go back and edit that. What is good about the editing, right? Of course, you can change the name, you can add on to your activity. You can also make copies of your activity. So you can maybe make a copy of the same activity and then edit it, which is great. All right, next, themes and options. Well, just in terms of maybe the aesthetic part of it, yeah, the visual parts. You want to change the color, you want to change the backdrop, you want to change the organization. That's fine. What's also important too, of course, that you're going to see this example is that you can, as you see, I'm going to just place a pointer here. You can use a timer when you set your options. We're going to take a look at that too. I'm just going to show you the snapshot of it, right? Just the frozen image. And you're going to go and you can put the timer if you want. You can establish a time or maybe leave it open so students can work at their own pace. That's wonderful, right? Okay, here we go. Sharing with teachers. I can share with my teachers if we want to do collaborative work and maybe editing the same activities for different groups. That's fine. So this is one. The, the, I think what they stress here is the difference between you sharing with teachers and sharing with students. Notice that. So there is normally a link that you give to students, and there's a link that you give to that you share with your fellow teachers, right? When I give the what we call the assignments, or we assign an activity in the class or as homework, that's a different link. We're going to take a look at that. Okay, I can also embed. So that same activity, I can put it into my blog or website if I'm using it like that. That's wonderful. What else we have in terms of advantages? As I just mentioned, I can assign. So students get activities that they can do on their own at any time. It can be done as homework or, as I said, in class. And what is important that some templates support assignments. So you need to go in. Not all of them can do that, but once you check, you can be very, let's say, you can rest assured, that you're going to find the template for you. Okay, what next? The last feature is what we call multiplayer game. So this again can be done in the classroom, but this allows different students to access the same activity from their devices, and you can project that on your board, or you can see them working at the same time. So it's a kind of quick game like activity going on in the classroom, even online or in face-to-face sessions. That's not a difference. Okay, so we have an activity. Let's say I've created an activity like this one, which is called the Unjumble, as you can see, and I mentioned that you can switch the template. Where do I see that? There you go. Up on your right, let me use my pointer, and you see up here, it tells me to switch templates. So it shows me the templates that I can use if I want and which are available to be switched. And I can do that at any time. My content stays the same, the images, the text, whatever I'm using, it stays the same. Then they also show me which of the printable templates are available for the activity that I've created. Okay. What else I need to know? As you can see down here, you have the edit button, and I can do the share button. So that's also very important to consider. Well, down below, still on the first page when I've just created an activity, now I have the theme and the options. And I mentioned where you can put maybe timers. So you see that I can maybe have a reverse timer or timing, in this case, from 0 to 5, 0 to 10, or from 10 minutes down. So it can actually be a countdown or a count up. I can give them grades based on the word they score. They can get a bonus. If every time they submit, they get a grade, you decide that as well. How I align my activities is also going to be defined there. I can, send on the order if it's shuffled. At the end of the game as well, I can show let them see the answers if they want. Um, of course, to help them go back and do that again. So if I'm working on repetition with them, if I want them to do the activity as many times as they need to, I might want to show them that so they can go and see where they've made mistakes. That's a decision I have to make as a teacher. If I want them to maybe just know all the answers first, or I want them to try again without getting that special prompt. Okay, next. I'm sharing. So I've just clicked on that share button, and usually I have to make it public. If it's not, then it would tell me that I need to make it public. Once I've done that, it shows this. So I can have the link that I can copy, or I can do this directly through my social media pages and accounts, or I can send it through an email, or I can embed. One of the options. Notice that, as I said, you get the link, and I just showed you on the previous slide the link there. So that's where it takes you. You can share this link with other teachers. There's this specific link that you want to share with your students. So it's a difference. If you share the link that you have with with the teachers to your students, what happens is the students can edit your content, and they might change and let's say redo everything you've just created. So you don't want to do that. What you need to do to share with them is this link, the set assignment link. All right. And then once you've done that, you would have this page where you choose, the students can put their name. If you are doing this for formative assessment, you want to see how they're progressing, it would be interesting for them to have their names. Or for homework as well, you can set the deadline, date and time. As I said, you can show the answers. Leaderboard, if you want a ranking where students can see who is scoring the most or who's on top, who's the number one student, you can do that. If students can do the game again, once they've done it, they complete it. If you want them to do it again, you click on that start again. That's an option we all can do. Well, now to the pricing part, as I mentioned. So you see, WordWall allows you to have a free account, and this free account gives you 5 activities. You can create up to 5 templates. The difference is, of course, here you have the prices I put here up in Brazilian currency, but once you change the language options on your website, then they will show you the currency in your local, let's say, options, right? So here you see that you can have unlimited number of resources. You have the interactives. It says here how many you have available, how many printables, and what they call the multiplayer. So meaning that I can do a multiplayer activity with just one multiplayer device. So I can have maybe 2 students working with that device. In this one, I can have 4 multiplayers. So I can have maybe 4 devices at the same time accessing or doing that activity, making that activity available. So I can have 4 people coming in, or I'm using 4 devices to project that, right, with the same account. Okay, notice that what happens in every plan, what you get included in every plan. So this is a very important point. And you can also do it as a group or as a school. So students, if you're working with your students in a school, and maybe your school wants to sponsor this or help you all as a group of teachers, you can get together and have a group plan. There you go. You have different options depending on the number of teachers, and this price, of course, will change according to the number of teachers. Last but not least, what we got, as I mentioned, language. So you can change the language there, which allows you to see, well, okay, your time zone, the currency is going to be coming up there. You can change your location and so on. So all of this, as I said, would be very, very useful for you as a teacher if you're looking to create activities, fun activities, to present content, to review content, to help students read and say, make sense of what they're doing, diagnose their learning, and also give them that little push, make them feel a little more challenged, but at the same time have some memorable learning experiences here because of the activities. They're very, very dynamic, really, really high class, in terms of the all of the features involved, the digital features, the visualized features are wonderful. So if you're interested, I recommend you try WordWall. I hope you enjoyed my quick session. It was just to give you guys a rundown, and because I had presented WordWall to all of you some time back in a previous video, but I wanted to walk through this so you could see really clearly what it has in store for you. So hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. My next video is going to be on WordWall, but WordWall and Quizlet, which is a similar platform, but let's see if we can integrate those two and come up with some very interesting stuff. I'm the roving reporter. Don't forget to press the like, press the bell to get any, let's say, new notifications on videos coming up here. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.